I think this might be one of the most valuable videos that I release in this series. Um, Over-analyzation of Qigong phenomena. There comes a point where, so when you analyze things, you want to analyze up to a certain extent, but once you start falling into that realm of over-analyzing, I believe you start to detract from your own ability to progress any further. Essentially, you build up your own wall that you run into eventually. So I've definitely noticed with a lot of practitioners, some of these guys are just too scientific when it comes to these things. Not saying that Neigong practice and Qigong, Tai Chi aren't scientific in themselves, but it's the overanalyzation that starts to cripple you severely. I've witnessed, even over the past week or so, I've witnessed people just overanalyzing things I say, and it's like you're clouding you're literally clouding your own thoughts with your overanalyzation. The truth is right in front of you, and you just don't want to see it because, oh, this little detail was missed. So I just have to hone in on this and literally bypass everything else, being like, what? It's like, in a sense, it's like you're teaching somebody how to cook tomato sauce. You say you turn the tomatoes into pulp. You put them in a pot and boil it, right? They're saying, oh, you missed a step when you're supposed to say that you have to stir it. So that can't be right. That's not true. It's overanalyzation. All right, who cares? It's a minor detail. The tomato sauce is still gonna get cooked, right? It's still gonna be edible, right? That's all that matters. As long as the tomato sauce can still be served, I was given a general outlook on how to cook the tomato sauce. In the same sense, with my previous video, I was given a general outlook on how I became able to Fa Chi within 3 months. I didn't speak on anybody else. I spoke on my direct experience, which occurred. And if anybody feels that they have to refute my claims, it's because they weren't there. And I have no reason to argue with anybody who was not present during my progression, right? It's as simple as that. Who cares about a small detail? But that's what overanalyzation does. And it starts to it starts to carry over into people's practice, where they might be taught something and now they're overanalyzing on how to do things. I've witnessed that as well, where people are asking the teacher basically, oh, are my hands supposed to do this? And what about my arm? Like, they're just asking questions that really don't matter because they're overanalyzing. Just watch and do. It's as simple as that. Have you ever seen a baby learn to walk? Do you think they overanalyzed how to walk? Babies can't even talk. And that part of their brain where, analytical thinking happens, that isn't as developed as a adult. So it's basically impossible for a baby to overanalyze. Thus, they just watch and do. They don't watch, try to think, and then do, and do incorrectly because they thought it's supposed to be done like this, So a baby watches, they see you walking, they stand up, they see you stand up, they learn to stand. They see you walking, they learn to walk. It's Neigong is as simple as that. You see somebody practice in person, or if they're teaching you the exercises in person, or however, they choose to do it, you watch and you do. You listen, you watch and you do. You don't listen, watch, overthink, and then do. You start to detract from your own progress. You will progress up to a certain point, but it's like in the higher levels, I don't believe you'll be able to succeed. It's I'm still at the lower level. I'm not gonna say I'm some high level practitioner. Like, I never claimed that at all. I never claimed it. All I said was I practiced for 3 months and I became able to fight chi in the presence of a master. After I went through the certain process of receiving empowerment, people tried to put their own spin on it, started attacking me. I've received, so I had to pull down a lot of my videos, honestly, because it started leading to things that was like basically uncalled for. So apologize about that, guys. I know there was a lot of great content on this channel, but I had to pull a lot of videos. And I mean, I hope to be able to, well, not hope, but I'll be recording more in the future, but I just have to do it under different circumstances now. This is an insane, it's an insane community that we're in. A lot of people are high strung, you know, everything has to go their way. It's crazy, and you have nothing to do with these people, but they feel like they need to control every aspect of what you do, even though you don't even, like, most of the time, you don't even talk to these people. And the attacks, it's just crazy. The attacks on your character, the attacks on your integrity and stuff like that, based on missing a freaking minor detail. You know, half of the time, like right now, I'm just winging these videos. I don't write a script and read from it like a lot of these guys. You know, like there's some freaking politicians or something. You know, they got these pre-planned scripts. Got to make everything sound perfect. You know, I don't feel like there's truth in that type of detail. There's truth in me just sitting here and just going with the flow and speaking as things are. Or there's truth in me watching when I'm learning and doing things as they were taught. You know, it's as simple as that, honestly. But yeah, over-analyzation will cripple you severely, in my opinion. And it starts to like, a lot of those people are very rude. They like it starts to like cut into who you are and who you can be as a person. You know, we all want to have a beautiful spirit, right? We all want to have a beautiful soul. We all want to, you might not want to be viewed as a beautiful person in life, but essentially it would be nice to come off as a beautiful person when you're going throughout life, right? And I feel like that's genuine. If you're coming off as a beautiful person, naturally you're a genuine person. But when you start coming off as a prick, controlling, entitled, everything has to go your way and stuff like that, your habits are cutting into what you can be, what you can flourish into, right? So it's crazy. But on a small scale, over-analyzation can screw you up on that larger end if you continue that type of pattern. It's kind of like what I was saying with the how diet and exercise can affect chi development, right? On the small scale, one bag of chips won't hurt, or being lazy for one day won't hurt. But if you continue that over a longer span of time, it would like severely hinder what you can be, or what we can even possibly say what you were meant to be. And but yeah, so that's what this video was: over-analyzation of Qigong phenomena. Let's not do it, guys. There's a lot of scientific people in this community, and they, like, honestly, those are the most annoying people for me to be by. Not saying I don't like being around anyone, but it's just I would prefer not to be in those overly scientific environments where people are just trying to make me do things, or they're just trying to do these random experiments and stuff, and it doesn't, like, it has no purpose on, like, it has no influence on what I'm doing, right? It has no purpose for what I'm trying to achieve or whatever. Its purpose only serves their benefit, which is so minuscule. Literally, it's the most minuscule thing. It's just so they can say, oh, so all right, this is true. Most of the time, people just won't take your word on it. They gotta see it 100 different times in 100 different ways, and then they'll believe it. Like, just take my word on it. It happened, So I mean, if you can't, honestly, and that says a lot about a person too. If you can't take what someone says at face value, it says a lot about you and yourself as well. Not saying that people, everyone in the world is a truth teller and stuff like that, or lives in truth. Like, I'm not saying that, but it's like you still want to take things at face value. I take everything at face value. If you tell me something, I'm going to believe you. Not saying I'm gonna be ignorant to the fact that you could be trying to mislead me, but I will take it at face value until I see otherwise, and then everything you say, then I would kind of question it, but I won't overanalyze it. I just know that I can't take anything you say at face value. I'm not overanalyzing. It's just because I watched and then what happened led me to move in this manner now, right? So it's a situation like that. But yeah, I went through some stuff this last week, guys, and it's getting annoying. So I hope everyone has a blessed continuation of life. Yeah, I think this is one of the most important videos in this series, Neigong Insights.